The title says it, and yes, it's true. We failed 75 hard for this attempt at it. We are over a month and a half in to 75 hard, and we weren't able to follow through, and we dropped the ball a little bit. Now, there's a lot to go in on this video to talk about everything that happened and the reasonings behind this, the pros, the cons of 75 hard, where it sat in my life personally, and all of that. But without further ado, before we jump into everything, hello, welcome into the YouTube channel. My name is Ian. You are on the transformation journey with me. This video is a little different than our normal videos, and yes, it's also been a while since the last video. I was out of town on a work trip for the last week or so, a week and a couple days, and now we are back and finally able to record it again. But before we get into the video explaining everything that happened on that trip, I wanted to make this video. I wanted to talk about 75 hard because it's something I've brought up a lot in past videos, and it's something that we started a bit over a month ago, and talk about it today and let you know like I failed it. And to just get a couple notes out of the way, I'm not disappointed in myself for failing it. I'm not mad about failing it. I failed it on my own choices and on my own decisions, and I feel like once I talk through everything, it'll make a lot more sense as to why, and I can live with myself knowing that I didn't succeed in this challenge. And I think even though we didn't get through the whole thing, we made almost halfway, and I feel like no matter what, that was a really good time and a process to understand and basically get to the bottom of what 75 hard truly is and truly means, without having it drag on as much as it can. And there's a couple reasons for so, and we'll jump straight into it. The first being just, I don't know, my schedule just didn't work for it. But without actually jumping into this, I'm going to mention like what 75 hard is for anybody who's curious and in here. Like, why are you making this video? What is a 75 hard? What is this challenge? What are you talking about? So 75 hard is a crazy fitness challenge. It's basically dedicated to build discipline and do things that are hard, hence the name, and live, like change up your lifestyle in a drastic way to live on like just bettering yourself, I guess, in a weird way. So that consists of 6 different things. The first being a strict diet every single day. You're continuing on a strict diet, no cheat meals for 75 days. That's hard. And not the biggest of problems. Then you have 2 workouts a day. One of those has to be outside. You can do 2 outdoor workouts. You can do 1 indoor, 1 outdoor. You can't do 2 indoors. You have to do at least 2, oh my gosh, we have to do at least 2 45-minute workouts following those guidelines. No alcohol is yet another. Drinking a crap ton of water. I forget the exact amount off the top of my head. I want to say it's like 2 gallons. I know it's like 3 of these a day, and these things are huge. It's the size of my head. So there's that as well. You have to read 10 pages at least, and yeah, it's a lot and it's hard. No alcohol as well. So overall, like, it's just a very difficult challenge to do. You have to take a progress picture every day as well. And that is basically the entire challenge. Now, it is meant to throw a wrench in your lifestyle and help you set on a path with distinct goals in order to be in better shape, pretty much, whether that be physically, mentally, or what it be. But I ran into a lot of issues with this challenge, and we'll jump into those in just a second. But this was just a very hard time for me, and I feel like the main thing I want to get out of the way initially is this is a big lifestyle change, and it requires a lot of time and a lot of effort, and life happens as well. And I feel like I got the combination of, I already drastically changed my life at the start of this year with doing the fitness challenge we are on now, basically following the steps of 75 hard, but not to that extreme level. Like a lot of it though was to that extreme level, and I was doing 75% of the steps on the way there already, and throwing in extras and throwing in more, and adding another big change into life after I've already done so and I'm already following something that's working, I feel like in general was just a bad decision on my part. 75 hard is definitely something I want to do in the future, and definitely want to take on that challenge when time sees fit, but I don't think that's now. I feel like I got to make a lot more progress before we do that, mainly because I just need to do right now what is best for me and what I have experience doing and what I find success doing. I feel like I tried to put a challenge on myself that was completely unnecessary, and it ended up causing more problems than solutions. And it also was a thing where like every week on a weigh-in, I'm looking on every day, I'm looking at the scale, I'm looking at my progress pictures, whatever it may be, and I'm not seeing the progress that is assumed under 75 hard because I'm so used to the progress that I'm already making. And I'm like, okay, if I'm doing 75 hard, I'm going to see a jump in progress. But it's like, no, I'm basically already doing 75 hard. I'm not going to see a big change from there because obviously, like that kind of just makes sense. And I didn't really grasp my head around that. And I didn't understand that I'm not seeing these results, and that's because it's not working or I'm doing something wrong. It's like, no, I'm already just doing a health journey. I don't need to do another health journey on top of a health journey. That's not how things work for me, at least. So that was a big challenge and a big mental block that I had to overcome, and I think I did recently. Another thing about 75, like I'm gonna go into the pros real quick. It definitely helped me build that discipline and do things like that. I got to sit down every day, at the end of every day, and be like, okay, I did the tough things. I really loved for some reason, where it's like, okay, I got to do my workout because I didn't have time to do it during the day, and it's 1 a.m. Getting that workout in sometimes was the best thing, the best part of my day. I felt amazing. Going out and running, like looking up, and it's just like a clear sky with a bunch of stars and the weather's nice, and it's just peaceful. I feel like that was definitely positives that come with it, but not something that is directly from 75 hard. The discipline that I built up, I feel like, yes, was there, but I feel like I've already built up that discipline from doing all of my progress up to the point of starting 75 hard. I'm already going to the gym every day. I'm already taking progress pictures. I'm already doing weigh-ins. I'm already drinking a crap ton of water. Really, all that was added was reading and no alcohol were like the only things that got added onto what I was already doing. And then the second workout, of course. So like there wasn't much of a change there, but the pros were like those days I definitely did get the discipline down and definitely did feel the impact of it. And I feel like that has one bettered me for now. And I feel like I can definitely know I can push myself a bit harder, but yeah, moving into the cons, and I think there's a lot more of those than the pros, at least for me in this experience on this one. I've talked about it obviously already, of just the extra time that it takes is huge. Like I like to do a longer gym session every day. If I'm in the gym, it's going to be an hour and a half, at least, like an hour of weights and then an hour of like half an hour of cardio. That's just how I like my workouts. And yes, I can make it smaller, but at that point, it's like I'm already dedicating time. I'm going to make sure I'm getting the best out of my workouts. And if I'm driving 15 minutes to the gym, working out for an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, driving 15 minutes back, I'm there for over 2 hours in the day already, and that only constitutes as one workout. And that really hurts my day-to-day schedule, especially with my job, especially with how late it goes sometimes. If I can either do my gym in the morning or at night. There's no in between on those, obviously, and either way, I got to fit in a second workout somewhere, and it's going to mess with my sleep schedule, which it did. 75 hard kind of ruined my sleep schedule, which some of that is on me and my time management, but a lot of it is also just on my work schedule. When I work and I get home at 12 on a lot of nights, or like between 10 and 12, obviously my sleep like balance isn't going to be as great. Because then I got to do another 45 minutes of a workout and then wind down, eat, make sure we're doing all of that. And by the time I get to bed, it's 2 or 3 in the morning, and I got to be up at like 9 or 10 and get ready to go for another day. And some days it's like I have meetings like early, and I got to be at work the entire day. And now I got to squeeze in 2 workouts back to back at night. It just caused a lot of stress in my life, and I feel like that's something that's not the goal of a challenge like this. A challenge like this should be bettering yourself and making improvements, not causing a bunch of stress on your life. And yes, that's not solely due to the challenge itself, but it's something I felt a lot and something I wanted to distance myself from. So yeah, that was honestly the biggest con for me, and it really just hurt to do. Now, moving into kind of how I failed, it was a kind of a few things. I talked about the trip and everything that came in with that, and how I just didn't have time for things on a day-to-day basis. I couldn't fit in the normals that were needed, but like I was going to the gym still. Like I'd come back to the hotel at 11 p.m., 12 p.m. after working a 16-hour day and still get a workout in. I was still able to do that, but like I'm not able to get a second workout in. One, because I'm not going for a run in like outside in a place I don't know in a city. That just, granted, we were in Arlington, so kind of not the biggest in city life, but I just didn't feel comfortable with doing an outdoor workout at that time. And yeah, there's that. I had no time to do it during the day, so my only option was late at night, and I don't trust it. So like that was a very, not a fear thing, but just like more of a safety precaution for me, especially with some of the stuff that I heard of that was like, that happened at the trip, where it's like, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but like one day, like we came out to go to the venue early in the morning, and like there's an ambulance out there with some people, and it's like something went down overnight. People were okay, but like, you know what I mean. So there was that. There was the food, which is inconsistent. Staying on a strict diet when you're not controlling the food you're getting is impossible. Because one, I don't want to pay extra for food when I'm going to get provided food. And trying to find a diet on the meals of like barbecue and canes and fast food that was being provided to us is very difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult. And like some days where we just straight up wouldn't be able to get food because we're in the middle of a broadcast and we missed the lunchtime. And my only option for food in that day, where it's like, okay, I already have 10,000 steps at 12, because we did a lot of running around earlier, and now I'm stuck doing work and I can't get away to eat. It's like, okay, there's a Takis sponsor and I have to have a bag of Takis as my meal. That's not a diet, and that's not staying true to what this challenge is. And I didn't eat bad per se, but I didn't eat good, and I don't feel like I stuck to the line of sticking to a strict diet, no cheat meals. I don't think I made it through there. And like, this had already happened, and it's like, okay, at this point I failed this challenge. And there's no way around it. And that was kind of a point for me. It's like, okay, if we failed, we're just going to fail. I'm going to go to what's going to make me, like, not feel better, but make me happier. And let me enjoy this time that I'm here. Let me enjoy the time I'm seeing friends I get to see on a handful amount of times in a year. And a lot of that also moved into, let's go out for the night, grab a couple drinks. And like at that point, I'm like, okay, we failed the challenge already. I can actually have some drinks now. And it brought back the social aspect of things, where it's like, obviously you don't need drinks to be social. Don't think that me saying that means that you do. But it was an aspect of like, let's go out for drinks and have fun tonight with friends. And it's like, okay, I missed that, honestly. Like I've pushed out, I can count it, not even on two hands, like over 10 times, where it's like, okay, I can't go out. I can't have a drink tonight and like socialize, or it's like I got to stay in because I got to do another workout. And yes, that's the sacrifice that you got to make when you're doing a challenge like this. I agree with that 100%, but no, it's not worth it in my eyes. I think I can still lose weight and work towards being a better version of myself, which we preach on all the time, but still have fun and enjoy my life and enjoy spending time with friends and doing those things that I've been doing for years with them, if that makes any sense. And I feel like, again, this challenge was something that was kind of taking away from that, which, like I said, is the sacrifice that needs to be made, but not the sacrifice I wanted to make for this, especially when things had already happened beforehand. So, yeah, that's pretty much to wrap things up and what that all looks like. Like I said, moving into tomorrow's episode, we're going to recap the entire trip and what that all looked like, whole and whole, every day looked like, workouts, food. Might be off on a couple things, probably going to forget a few things because it was over a week of time. So yeah, also another thing with 75 Hard, doing 2 workouts, I didn't get to do a workout on Monday at all, not a single one. And that was strictly because of a travel day. We finished up with the event. I'm going to talk about it in tomorrow's video, but I feel like talking about it here to like add another reason of like this challenge just isn't possible for me. We got done with the event, got to the hotel at 1 a.m. on Monday. Technically Sunday night, Sunday night rolling into Monday. Our flight was at 6 a.m. out of the airport, which means we got to get up and out of there. We got to get, like, we were out of the hotel at 3:45, sorry, not 3, but 3:45 to get an Uber to go to the airport. And I could have done a workout in between there for sure, but it's like I was exhausted. I needed to take a shower, I needed to pack and get everything ready, so that was the plan there. And then got to the airport, and it's like, okay, got on the flight, slept through the entire flight, because like the entire week was just insane when it came to like sleep. I was sleeping an average of like 5-6 hours a night on just a go. So yeah, I got to like slept on the flight, slept on the drive home, got home, just slept the rest of the day. I went to bed at like, I got back to my apartment at around 2 from that flight, because obviously like this was Central Time, so you gain an hour going over to the East Coast. And then I just slept until the next morning and then went into work. So I didn't get to do a workout at all on Monday. And that's another reason like this challenge just wasn't a feasible thing. Like, yes, I could have pushed myself, but I would have felt awful. And I don't feel like it was worth it in the time. But yeah, that's where we're going to wrap things up for today. Sorry it was a little bit of a rant fest, but I just wanted to be completely open and talk through this experience and talk through why. Because I feel like a lot of people can get away with just saying, oh, I did it. Like, I'm willing to imagine a lot of people that say they accomplish a challenge like this, if they do it on the first try with a drastic life change like that, like, I believe 90% of the people, I think like a good 10% probably failed this challenge, at least at one point, or like, we're on the line. And I feel like for me, a challenge like this, there can be no on the line, and yeah, that's where we're at today. But yeah, tomorrow will be the full recap. We'll get back into weigh-ins on Sunday probably. I know that I've weighed myself in already, and we're still happy with the results over a trip. We didn't gain any weight, which is awesome for a trip like this. So yeah, we'll wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for listening to me just rant for almost 20 minutes. And yeah, as always, do better, be a better version of yourself tomorrow. Push yourself to make the positive decisions between today and tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a crazy challenge like this. Do the laundry if you need to, just something small, and I promise you it'll bring the same amount of value and you'll enjoy it a whole lot better. Thank you for the support on the videos. Thank you for hopping in, and I'll see you in the next one.